Okay. Welcome to the Downtown Dogs. My name is Jimmy Rogers. My next guest was inducted. Let me start over. Welcome to the Downtown Dogs. My next guest was inducted into the UW Department of Communications Hall of Fame in 2012. In 2016, he was awarded the University of Washington's Distinguished Alumni Award. His volunteer work and board positions are extensive, very impressive, kind of exhausting, really. But what really jumps off the page is that he broke up a no-hitter against Oregon in the 11th inning with a 340-foot home run. And the fact that he started as a freshman, the University of Washington baseball team for Coach Mack at shortstop. It's my pleasure to introduce Eddie Pasatiempo.
Thanks, Jimmy.
How are you today?
Doing great, thanks.
66?
66, 71.
What?
Yeah, I'm 71.
Oh my gosh,
I know.
you're fantastic.
Old man.
What year did you finish at the U?
76 was my senior year. And my freshman year, I played under Bubba Morton.
Okay, Bubba Morton, that's right.
Yeah, Bubba Morton. And then my senior year, I had Coach Mack.
Okay, and how's your health?
Good. Had a couple hiccups, but doing fine.
Any replacements, knees, shoulders? Nothing?
They're all I have a pinky. I have a
Was
little
that a baseball injury?
That was a football injury, actually.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Interesting. EM.
Edward Michael.
Edward Michael. Okay, thank you. Married to Tammy for 45 years this coming July?
Yes.
Okay. Beautiful daughter, Ashley. I've seen pictures.
Yeah.
Beautiful parents.
Hey, thanks.
Yeah. What did your father do for?
My dad was a Navy civilian, so he worked for the federal government.
Okay. Oldest of four brothers.
Yes.
You've lost two of them.
Yes.
I can't imagine, not that losing any brothers would be easy, but to be the oldest must be a different role. That.
It is, but it's hard to lose them. We still, think of them every day. Mm-hmm. And in fact, one of my brothers, we played together at UW.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. You lived everywhere from San Francisco, Yokohama, Singapore, Boulder, Boise. You settled in Seattle by choice?
Absolutely, yes.
And currently you're the Chief Impact and Community Engagement Officer of Sound Behavior and Health. Sound Behavior's motto is hope, healing, and recovery. I like all three of those things.
Yeah.
The work goes back to 1963 when the Mental Health Act was passed. Is that correct?
Very good, yeah.
Okay. Now you're helping people whose life circumstances has presented them with seemingly impossible odds to overcome. Poverty, disability, abuse, addiction, mental illness, homelessness. And you have over 600 professionals working?
That's right.
Okay. And it must be very gratifying because you're semi-retired.
It really is rewarding. Okay. It's rewarding work, and that's the reason why I joined.
Okay. And you've been with them for about a year now?
Year and a half.
I think I went to your kickoff party.
Exactly, you did. Yeah, thanks for your support. Yeah, originally I was on the board of directors of the organization. Oh, okay. And then they had a need for this role, and we had a lot of discussions, and I say I got promoted from being on the board of directors to taking on an operating role. Okay. Now, can you tell us a little bit about it? Is it a nonprofit? Is it a government-funded? It is a nonprofit. Okay. So it's a 501c3, and it was founded by two local icons, Governor Booth Gardner, and UW, everybody knows Artie Burke. Okay. So those were the two co-founders of Sound Behavioral Health. And most of our funding is through Medicare and Medicaid reimbursement. Okay. And we're just right now trying to start a philanthropy initiative so that we can get the community involved to allow us to have funds to do more. Okay. Now, would you like to tell people how to make a donation right now? Well, just go to our website, www.sound.health, and you can make a contribution there, and or give me a call directly. Do you want to give your number? 206-550-3499, and your consideration is very, very appreciated. Okay, so now we've got two baseball bats here, okay? Now, I played a lot of baseball myself. You chose this bat earlier today. And something that's always, to this day, that's got me puzzled is the technical grip. So at one point, somebody said you have to have the knuckles lined up. And I kept finding myself doing which knuckles? Can you show it and try to display it on the camera? Yeah, so everybody has a feel. But what you want to do is you want to have whip. Right? Okay. You want to have whip. So what I do is line it up. Interlock? No, I don't interlock. It's my golf. But what I do is I try to line them up
So it is the knuckles.
Knuckles, but it's the front knuckles here and the back knuckles on the bottom, right?
Oh.
And so that it allows you to get whip. What happens is when you lock in here, it restricts your wrists.
Okay.
Right.
Okay.
So what you want to do is keep it nice, loose. Don't grip too hard.
You look like you know what you're doing, Eddie. Do you ever feel like just getting out and going to the cage and?
Well, yeah. So the alumni game at UW, they allow us to get in the batting cage and take a few cuts.
Do it. How's your swing and how you hitting them and how's your distance?
It hurts. It's short.
Now the home run against Oregon. It was the 11th inning. Can you walk us through that? The pitch count.
Sure.
The score.
Sure.
What you did earlier at bat. Were you 2 for 4? Were you 0 for 3?
Sure. So it was against Oregon, and usually what we had is you have a 3-game series, right? So you have a game on Thursday, game on Friday, doubleheader on Saturday, and that's how that's worked. So no, I'm sorry, it's a game on Friday, doubleheader on Saturday.
Okay.
And so for that series against Oregon, plus we played all our home games at 6 Seattle Stadium my freshman year, which is the professional stadium back then.
Okay.
And
I keep hearing about the stadium.
Yeah.
And I just don't know where it is.
It's an Eagle Hardware now. It's on Rainier Valley.
Okay.
But it was just a pristine place to play. I mean, it was magic, right? So we're playing at 6 Seattle Stadium. Nobody in the stands.
Nobody there.
Nobody in the stands.
Okay.
And for that series, this was the last game of the 3-game series. And the pitcher was pitching a no-hitter. And I was 0 for the whole series. I mean, 0 for, and I batted leadoff. And
right-handed?
Right-handed. I switched hit one of the years, but I went back to right-handed. And then, so I was 0 for, bottom of the ninth, a leadoff hitter, no outs. And the All Pac-10 pitcher player, I can't remember his name, but I just said, okay, I'm going to divide the plate, and if the ball is on the inside of the middle, I'm swinging, right?
Okay.
So, I kind of locked and loaded, and there it was. Took the cut, and I'll never forget when it went over the fence. I can still hear the echo of the ball bouncing in the empty stands. So
that's an interesting sound effect.
It really was. So, but anyway, as I was rounding third, the legendary coach at Oregon was Mel Krause.
Okay.
And so he looked at me, he goes, "Wipe that smile off your face, too. You never hit a ball that far in your life." And I turned around and said, "You're right."
And was that the end of the game?
No, we went into extra innings. So I tied it up.
You tied up, and the outcome?
We won. We won.
Okay,
we won 2-1.
Because when I read that, it's like, who won the game?
Yeah, we won. Yeah, we won.
You did win the game. Now, you're a switch hitter, so that's going to come in handy in a second. Can you explain to everybody what the hitting for the cycle is?
Yeah, so hitting for the cycle is when you get a single, double, triple, home run.
So all 4.
All 4.
So have you ever hit for the cycle?
No, I haven't.
Okay, so let me give you a scenario. You've hit a home run, you've hit a triple, and you've hit a double. The only thing left is the single. It's top of the ninth, you're ahead 8-1, your closer's on fire, game's in the bag, right? You're a switch hitter. Do you turn around and drag bunt for the single, or do you swing away?
It depends on where the third and first baseman are playing.
Okay, first baseman's back.
I'm putting all the way.
I've asked so many people that question, and everybody kind of puffs their chest out and says, "Oh, swing away."
So I'm butting all the way.
No, I'm right up there. I bunted.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the NIL with the NCAA sports, you just don't hear anything about baseball. Are the baseball players getting money?
Very little, if any.
What's the future for NCAA baseball?
Well, it's iffy, right? I mean, you take a look at any of the Olympic non-revenue generating sports, particularly, going forward. The Huskies and Oregon are the 2 schools in the Big Ten that don't have a full share for the next 5 years of the TV revenues. Mm-hmm. So they're already behind the 8 ball by $30 million against the other 16 schools in the Big Ten. And so, they're trying to compete and stay competitive, so a lot of that money has to go to the revenue.
Football, which pays for everything.
Exactly.
And
logically, right?
Yeah, and baseball.
And then you have Title IX, which is a good thing, but you got to support that. So, we as a donor community hopefully can step up and contribute to the UW. And there's that Big W campaign that's going on right now to help collect funds so that it can help support some of these non-revenue generating sports.
Mm-hmm. Any chance that we'll see like the college football break off and go semi-pro and be owned by the university, or do you have any theories or thoughts?
You know, Jimmy, anything can happen.
Yeah,
you know,
it's the wild, wild west, isn't it?
It's speculation. I mean, who knows? Every theory sounds good, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm.
To be determined.
Aluminum bat or wood?
So my freshman year, I played in the wooden bat era.
1 year.
And then the next 3 years is aluminum, and it's fun playing with aluminum. But there's nothing like the crack of a wooden bat.
Like it. Who would you like to see on the Downtown Dogs? And you, if you don't know right off the bat, we can come back to that question. But I'd like to give them a shout out and maybe a challenge.
Well, you know, there's a number of folks like this, I'd like to see. So I belong in a fraternity, and there was a lot of guys that played athletics in my fraternity, and so these were kind of like the unsung heroes, like John Quigg. If you remember John Quigg, he was a Husky basketball player, and he's done well in business. Ray Penny, who's one of my closest friends, played for the Pittsburgh Steelers, 2 Super Bowl teams, USL championship team. Great Husky. And then there's a Chris Rowland, ex-quarterback. You know, Al Smith.
So is there one guy right now you want to look at the camera and say,
Ray Penny,
Ray
JC.
Penny. Let's get you on the show. Okay. Who was the best University of Washington athlete in your opinion? Any sport, any year, any era?
Oh, wow. Well, you know, the one that was electric to me was Napoleon Kaufman. I mean, he touched the ball. I'll never forget in the Rose Bowl, he got in toward the cleanup minutes, and they handed off the ball, and his feet didn't even touch the ground. I mean, he was so quick and fast.
A lot of times he was so fast he spun out.
Yeah, exactly.
Right now you have a similar stature, so do you think that has something to do with?
Could be.
Why is your feet?
Yeah, could be. Could be.
Did you watch the 1985 Orange Bowl?
I sure did.
Where were you?
I was in 1985. I was in San Francisco, California.
Thank you for that.
Yeah.
What accomplishment are you most proud of?
Oh, wow. Professionally, I think is when my IBM career. It was my first promotion, and I was a product planner in Boulder, Colorado. And I was part of this division, which was a manufacturing and development division of new products. And I received a President's Award. And in our division, there was only 1 people out of 45,000 people in the division that got that award, and I got it.
Congratulations.
So that was a pretty proud moment.
And with IBM, you traveled the world.
Yeah, I moved 12 times in 17 years with
17
IBM.
years. And did you have family and you had to uproot and schools?
And then 6 of those years were in Asia, where we were expatriates, and we moved 4 times in Asia.
Now, in your last baseball game, did you know that was your last baseball game when you walked off the field?
Yeah.
Were you satisfied?
Well, I peaked early, so I started as a freshman, and I was hurt most of the rest of my career. And my senior year, I kind of had a rebound year, so it was satisfying in that regard. But I just never really played as well as I did when I was healthy.
Most memorable Husky game or play? Any sport?
Well, it's probably the one, the Wazoo, or the Washington State University UW game, when, who was it? Warren Moon threw a touchdown pass to Spider Gaines in the rain to pull it out at the last second.
Okay.
That was pretty special.
Do you have any regrets?
Boy, I can't think of any. I've been really blessed, and really blessed to be having a strong family and great friends and a great circle of folks. So.
Do you have any advice you'd like to give to maybe the incoming athletes or the younger generation?
Well, you know, the one advice that I have is build relationships and make them last. You know, I mean, teammates. Jenny, you're so good at this, is making sure that people stay connected and that, you know, the memories of the connections that we have stay lasting. That's really important because, you know, as I look back in my career, I think back on relationships. So making sure that, you know, you value the connections you make early because they'll last a lifetime.
What's your favorite word?
Yes or thank you, or yes or thanks.
What's your least favorite word?
Hate.
What turns you on?
Being around family and friends.
What turns you off?
Negative folks.
What sound or noise do you love?
Laughter.
What sound or noise do you hate?
a dentist drill.
I just went to one. I haven't done it for a decade.
You know that
It
sound
was
I'm talking
horrible.
about. Yeah,
I was.
I know. That's what it does
I,
to
had to
me.
go, I wanted to go check in the hospital after they got
Yeah.
done.
I just freeze up. I'm white knuckles.
I was white knuckle for hours.
I'm white knuckles on the chair.
What profession other than your own would you like to attempt?
Profession, real profession, probably a university professor.
Interesting. What profession would you not like to do?
Ooh, that's a good question. Probably, whoa, that's a hard one. What wouldn't I not like to do?
That's the fact that you can't think of one's a good answer right there. What, if heaven exists, what would you like to hear God say when you arrive at the pearly gates?
I think heaven does exist, and I hope he'd say, "Welcome. We have a special spot for you."
That's great, Eddie. Thank you so much for coming on the Downtown Dogs.
Hey, thanks for having me, Jimmy.
We hope you enjoyed the show, and thank you very much for watching today. I'm Jimmy Rogers, coming at you from the heart of Seattle, Washington.
Thank you. This is great.
Fantastic,
Yeah, this is
huh?
great. This coffee is really good.
Oh, good. I'm glad you like it.
So tell me about your health.
You know what? Why don't we go through this while we have the camera on?
Oh, yeah,
And then
yeah.
I'll turn the camera
Sure.
off, and we'll talk about my boring health.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a cool hat.
Yeah, well, it's got the
Oh,
Big Ten
very-
logo on the back.
Very cool.
There you go. There you go. It looks good on you.
A little bit.
Got the black.
My head used to be a 7 5/8, and it's shrunk. I don't know what that's all about.
Oh, really? Especially
then-
with all
then
your
the hair,
good-looking
it's gotten
hair.
bigger.
With all your good-looking hair.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, there you go.